guys, so Cricket is in my lap right now, so if you see a tail like flying up, that's what's going on. Today I have swatches of the Colors to Carol holiday collection for this year. There are 7 polishes here, or no, 8 polishes, 6 for the holiday and then 1 for New Year's. So these are available, like maniacally petting the cat. These are available right now, so I will link Colors to Carol down below where you guys can check these out, and I will get into the swatches. So the first polish is Juguete, and this is a white curly base with red and green matte glitters in a few different sizes and shapes, and then there's like a lighter, I think like iridescent glitter that's reflecting through there as well. So here's one coat. This one is a little bit sheer and a little bit uneven on the first coat. I'm getting a decent amount of glitter out though. Formula is good. So here's 2 coats. This one almost covers completely in 2, but it's still a little bit uneven, so I'm going to do a third. I am trying to thin those coats out a little bit because they do tend to want to go on there a little bit thick. The base on this one will dry down smaller than the glitter, so you will want a top coat to smooth everything out. So here's 3 coats, and this one covers completely in 3. It does take a little bit of manipulation to get those glitters where you want them. And the iridescent glitter actually does stand out a bit, like you can still see it sparkling in the base. So there is 3 coats of Juguetes. The next polish is called Jelly Christmas, and this is a dark blue jelly base with a bunch of what I believe is silver. It just looks very blue because of the base. Glitter in there. There are stars and hexes and some large circles. So here's 1 coat. This one actually covers really well on the first coat. It's very opaque. Formula is good. It's a little bit on the thick side, but it's not difficult to apply. So here's 2 coats. So this one seems to cover completely in 2. It is very, very opaque though, so a lot of the glitter from the first coat isn't going to shine through very well for you to actually see it after the second coat goes on because the base is so opaque. And if I dip all the way down to the bottom of the bottle, I am getting those large glitters out. So there is 2 coats of Jelly Christmas. The next polish is called Tree in a Bottle, and this is a kind of pine green jelly base. This has a lot of small, what I think is gold. It's just kind of tinted from the base. Micro glitter, and then there are some different colored larger hexes, which I'm assuming are ornaments, and then there's some gold stars in there as well. So here's 1 coat. This one is a little bit sheer still on the first coat, so I'm going to do 2. But I'm getting a good amount of glitter out. The formula on this one is good. For some people, this could be a little bit on the thick side, but it's still pretty easy to apply. So here's 2 coats. So this one covers completely on 2. You will definitely want a top coat for it. One thing I did want to mention that I forgot to mention with the other one is that while this one and the last one do cover in 2 coats, I can see where depending on your application you might end up with some lighter spots and need 3. I did have to take some care to make sure to cover those lighter spots. So there is 2 coats of Tree in a Bottle. The next polish is called Midnight Jewel, and this is a dark blue. I feel like it has a little tinge of green to it, holographic. So here's 1 coat. This one covers really well on the first coat. I do feel like it's a little bit lighter than it should be though, so I'm going to do a second. Formula is great on this one. Smooth, easy to apply. So here's 2 coats. And this one covers completely in 2, and it does deepen the color. This does dry a tiny bit dull, so you will want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of Midnight Jewel. The next polish is called Marshmallow Candy Apple, and this is a red jelly base with a red micro glitter, some what I believe are red large circles, and then these little gold hexes that are kind of scattered throughout it. So here's 1 coat. This one is a little bit sheer on the first coat, but I am actually getting a good amount of glitter out. I mean, with circle glitters, you really can only hope for like 1 per nail. Formula is pretty good on this one. For me, I think it's great. Some people might think it's a little bit on the thick side. I tend to prefer thicker formulas, but it is still easy to use. So here's 2 coats. So this one actually covers completely in 2, which was kind of a surprise for me. I was expecting it to need 3 because it was a little bit more on the sheer side on the first coat, but it builds up nicely. This one will dry pretty textured, so you will definitely want a top coat to smooth it out. So there is 2 coats of Marshmallow Candy Apple. The next polish is called Vintage Lights, and this is a super holographic silver micro glitter with larger hexes in a few different rainbow colors, and there's some squares in there as well. So here's 1 coat. This one is definitely sheer enough to wear as a topper on the first coat, and I'm going to see if I can build it up though. Formula is fantastic. Very smooth, very easy to apply, not thick at all for being a glitter. So here's 2 coats. This one is starting to build up a little bit on the second coat. I don't think it's going to be completely opaque even on 3.
but I do think it's going to get very close. And if you did want it 100% opaque, you could always sponge it on. So here is 3 coats. So this one is not 100% opaque on the 3rd coat. It is very, very close though. I can still see a little bit of my nail in between the spaces, like between the glitters. I do think you could get this 100% opaque if you sponged it on, or you could just wear a couple coats over a silver polish and it would look opaque. So there is 3 coats of Vintage Lights. The next polish is Sugarplum Sprinkles, and this is a purple holographic with a larger, I think it's like a silver holographic micro glitter mixed in, so it has an extra sparkle to it. So here's 1 coat. This one is a little bit sheer on the 1st coat, but I think it will build up just fine. Formula is great on this one, smooth, easy to apply. So here's 2 coats, and this one covers completely in 2. This one is super sparkly. It might dry just a tiny, tiny, tiny bit textured because of those few larger holographic micro glitters in there, so you'll definitely want a top coat. So there is 2 coats of Sugarplum Sprinkles. And the last polish, and this is the New Year's polish that's a little bit separate, I think, from the holiday collection. This is Feliz Año, and this is one of those silver flaky toppers. I really like these because when you put them on the nail, they come together and they kind of look like a mirror, but this also has some holographic added to it. So here's 1 coat. So this one is a little bit sheer on the 1st coat. These tend to build up really nicely though. Great formula on this one, smooth, easy to apply, no issues with the formula. So here's 2 coats, and this one covers completely in 2. Because the silver flakies in this one sparkle so much, it can be a little bit difficult to pick that holographic out, but in the right lighting you can definitely see the rainbow kind of reflecting back at you. So there is 2 coats of Feliz Año.
So my favorite in this collection is Sugarplum Sprinkles. I really, really like the purple hollow, but on top of that it has those little holographic silver micro glitters as well, which gives like an extra sparkle to the holographic. It's really, really cool, and I really like that little bit of extra on top of the hollow that was added into this. So that is the holiday collection from Colors to Carol for 2015. I will link the website down below where you guys can check those out because they are available right now. I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and we will talk to you later. Bye.